Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Everton News Daily. Talks have taken place amongst the Everton board in the last 24 hours or so about board members taking a pay cut, with obviously Premier League football still suspended and set to be suspended for some time. The members of the board are discussing whether that would help other members of Everton's staff get through the situation. Obviously, Everton do not want to get into a situation that other clubs have found themselves into, relying on government schemes and, want to pay all of the club staff. And one of the ways to help that would be board members taking a pay cut. So that is something being discussed at the moment. And I think, for me personally, that is the way to go. Start at the top and work your way down. And the average members of staff, really, it shouldn't hit them at all. And it shouldn't be something that hits the football club either. It is a difficult time for football in the Premier League, or certainly, numbers have come out today surrounding the Premier League suggest that the Premier League could lose up to £1 billion, with Everton looking to lose around £40 million. Other clubs, obviously, like Manchester United, Liverpool, could lose over £100 million. So there is an appetite to get football going once they can. That would likely be behind closed doors. But in the meantime, football clubs have to find a way to keep cash rolling. And for some, that will be very easy. For others, not so easy. So we'll have to wait and see. And as I said, the football as a whole is looking at the moment on what they can do. The FA have come out today and said they're trying to, they have to look at the bigger picture. They have to plan for the possibility of football not coming back this season. They hope they can, but the most important thing is the safety of everyone, really, and everyone's health. So it's still very much up in the air, but in the meantime, football clubs are looking to see what they can do to make sure that the general members of staff are not hit by this, and it never reaches that. And it should never reach that when you've got members of the board on a lot of money, footballers on a lot of money. It should never, ever be left to the average worker to pick up the tab for the rest of the club. And I certainly don't think it should fall to the taxpayer to pay for it either. So we'll have to wait and see. But good positive steps from the Everton board, talking in the right way, starting at the top. And I think, we'd expect nothing less from Everton Football Club. So we'll have to wait and see. And as I said, the Premier League and the FA are talking behind the scenes to try and get things in place for if they get the go-ahead for football possibly starting around June time, whether they can get the Premier League done in a month behind closed doors. And I imagine that's the way it's going to go. I can't really see football fans going back into a football stadium this season. So that's just the way it is. And I think now a lot of people feel like, well, if we can just get it done and get it over with, and then that deals with any complications, we can all get back to just, football certainly can just get back to some normality as much as it possibly can. But with this cloud hanging over our head of getting the season finished and the implications of that, and it's not just the Premier League clubs who are rich. You've got to remember there are 91 currently teams in the Football League who it will hit a lot of those hard. So football will be finished this season, and in whatever fashion, I don't know yet. But there's far too much money at stake and far too many complications. So same for the Premier League, just getting those 9 games done is the big thing now. Obviously, we've been linked with a lot of players in the last few weeks. It is open season. It does feel like the pre-season. You've got to fill the the newspapers and the Everton News dailies with stories when possible. Another player that's been linked today is Irving Lozano, the Napoli winger. Obviously, one of Ancelotti's players. He's been linked with Everton quite a lot in recent days, and his agent, Mino Raiola, has been urged to get him to Everton as well. That would be an interesting one. He does sort of tick a box for Everton. We've been linked with him in the past. Obviously, Marcel Brands has got a history with the player. Carlo Ancelotti's got a history with the player. So it would seem to make sense, the link, but also it ticks a lot of boxes to create the link as well. So We've been linked with him, and obviously Allen as well, his Napoli teammate, quite heavily. He is a player that Everton, certainly Carlo Ancelotti, would really like, it seems. But at 29, would his value be too high? Well, after all this is done and dusted, who knows what the value of footballers are going to be anymore. So we've been linked with those two players today, quite heavily in the Italian press. But it's a bit of free-for-all in the Italian press as well. Another player who's been linked with coming to Everton, or coming back to Everton, is Yannick Bolasie. His agent has urged them to come back to Everton. Obviously, he's been at loan at Sporting Lisbon in Portugal. It's not going the way he wants it to go. It was going really well till he got sent off for a phantom elbow in one of the games. And he finds himself in and out the team, and obviously with the uncertainty of everything going on as well, doesn't look like they're going to make him permanent. So he's been urged by his agent to come back to Everton and maybe give it one more chance. Of course, he would be coming back to a manager who's not seen him play before. So, who knows, with a fresh start, maybe with a pre-season, Carlo Ancelotti having a look at him and seeing what he thinks of him. I mean, I think for everyone it's best if he just leaves Everton and goes and starts his career somewhere else. And who knows, with the relaxing possibly of FFP, that could help Everton get him and a few other players out the door without actually losing too much money on them. If FFP is relaxed, that would be a real help. And I can't see how FFP can't be relaxed with everything that's gone on in the last month or so and what will continue in the next couple of months. So he's been urged to come back, but I would urge Everton to get rid of him as fast as possible. So there you go. This has been the Everton News Daily. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on any of the stories we've touched upon. Some great content on the channel at the moment. Great interview with Roger Bennett from Men in Blazers and Evertonian over there in America, blazing a trail in journalism and as an Evertonian. Make sure you check that out. He sat down with Baz from his home in New York. So yeah, make sure you watch that. There's lots of other great stuff on at the moment as well, and lots of other stuff over on our Patreon channel. The link for that is in the description. Don't forget to give this video a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. Please do. We've just gone over 39,500, trying to get that 40,000 as fast as possible. You can help with that if you haven't subscribed already. Thanks for watching. See you later.